Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome to the Banner Saga, a new game on the channel. I don't actually know that much about this game, but the few things I've heard have been positive. It seems to be, from what little I've looked into it, sort of a character narrative focused, tactical gameplay sort of game. Reminds me a bit of Fire Emblem. I don't know how true that's going to be once we get in, but just from the outside looking in, knowing very little, that's sort of the vibe I'm getting, though it has a sort of Viking theme. But I guess with that out of the way, let's just hop in and see what this game is all about, because I am curious. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun. I'm curious about that, the sun being stopped. Does that mean time has stopped, or somehow just the sun? And what does that mean?
Að sjá dreggjana á ferli neðanbor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Okay, so the sun is just stopped.
Komið skjótt! Komið í höfnina miklu!
Cool animations, and those guys are huge. In red, and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Drag around the screen to see your surroundings. Click the check mark to continue. Okay. Left mouse to look around. Got a few buttons around as well, but I'm sure it'll explain some of that. These portraits show the order of the initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your allies are blue, the enemy is red. It's your turn to act. Movement happens before action. The ring shows your shield banger is active. The blue tiles around him show where he can move. Okay, so fairly standard. Some characters fill more tiles than others. The horned allies are a race of giants called Varl, who take up 4 tiles each. while humans fill a single tile. This can have a huge impact on your strategy. Pick the tile you want to move to, then check the check mark to confirm. Move your shield banger here to get him to attack range. Okay, so he can step into those squares even though they aren't blue. I would have assumed he would have had to end his whole movement in the blue area. But I guess just having one square in the blue is sufficient? Or maybe he needs two? Sure. To target an enemy, click the tile on which they stand. Allies' tiles are blue and the enemies are red. Makes sense. Target this enemy now by clicking his tile. So he's got blue 4, red 5, and then a 6 over his portrait. Don't know what that means, but I'm sure it will tell me, as well as a 5 there. It'll tell me what those are, I'm sure. You can choose either to attack the enemy's strength, red, or break his armor, blue. So he's got armor 4, strength of 5. Numbers beneath each icon, 2, 5, show the damage you will do with this stat. So if I'm attacking his strength, I will take it completely out. If I attack his armor, I will just take out half of it. Strength counts as both health and damage. A loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. So we want to just drop his strength. But presumably if someone had a ton of armor, it would probably affect how much strength damage we can do. So there's incentive to knock down armor, not just always go for taking out their strength. I'm sure. In this case, it looks like attacking strength makes total sense. Armor blocks strength damage, but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to take more damage in the future. So yeah, if you have too much armor, we'll have to take that down so that we can attack strength. It's odd that we can do more strength, which is sort of health. More health damage than we do armor damage. The enemy has only 5 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill him. Click the fist now to attack his strength and confirm your choice. I don't know what that is, but let's click the check. +1 renown. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve your characters. Got it. After taking action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate, even if you are outnumbered. I'd heard about that. So yeah, the more... It always alternates. So if there's just one enemy around and you've got a horde of 6 guys, that enemy will get to attack between each of your guys. So... that's an interesting idea. It also means that if we lose a bunch of our guys and we're outnumbered, it doesn't matter because we still get to go every other turn. So even though there's 2 of us and there were 4 of them, we would still be going every other turn. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shield banger's high armor. Do I get to see that? I can see the... whatever that eyeball is in the 1 there. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. By clicking on gold tiles, a character can move farther than usual at the cost of 1 willpower per gold tile. Red pulsing tiles beneath your enemy shows how close you'll have to get you to be in range. Okay. Move your Warhawk into attack range now. Okay, so that must be willpower, so it's taking us 2 willpower to get there. And he has 8 willpower, so this will spend 2 of it if I'm understanding what we're seeing down there. Yeah, now down to 6 out of 8. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives him a unique advantage. Click your Warhawk's tile to access his ability. Oh, he's got big stats, 10 and 13. Clicking your character tile will bring up all of his end combat all of his combat options, including move, ability, attack, and end turn. Click the purple ability, Tempest. Heavy impact, splash damage, 1 strength damage. Strike adjacent enemies in a spin attack. Okay. This ability description appears on the tooltips below. The Warhawk's Tempest allows him to slam multiple enemies at once. Select an enemy and confirm your choice. We'll go with the one that has more health, but I think it'll attack both anyway. Not this guy, he's too far away. I like the animations. Pillage. That made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. When there's only one enemy left, players enter pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a row. So when you get to one enemy left, the every other turn order changes. That's the only thing that happens. What is this floating eyeball? Or is that just the tutorial tooltip? I guess that's what it is. If a character does not move on his turn, he can regain 1 willpower. Chieftain will rest this turn. It says if you don't move, does that... Because the chieftain also didn't attack. Does it take not moving and not attacking to count as a rest and get willpower? Looks like Chieftain is in some trouble. Your Shieldbanger won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can be used to boost your damage. Click the Chieftain's tile to attack. Click the fist and then the stars above the fist to add willpower. The number... Okay, yep, so as we thought, that was willpower. The number of stars available each turn are determined by your exertion stat, which is 1. So we can add 1 star with this character. You'll see the damage number go up as you add willpower. Click a star and then the green check mark to kill this enemy. So if we click there, it's 8 damage. 1 star brings it up to 9, so we'll kill him because he has 9 strength. Gotcha. Goodbye, Chieftain. Victory. The foes lie dead at your feet. Won't... That was fast. +6 renown.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade, quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Okay, so we weren't attacking the people of the castle. We were attacking the bandits who were attacking the king. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in steps with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Do I just click the X? I guess so. Eric, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? It is. I'm just here for the tithe. What do you want? It is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eric. What did you have in mind? I didn't exactly agree. Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eric. It's been worse. We've got a lot of irons in the fire. What does he want exactly? Scalfings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Okay, click the market tent to visit there. So is that how we're going to interact with locations? Is clicking on locations as they show up. Interesting. Day 0. We have 100 days of supplies. Renown of 6. Great morale. 0 clansmen, 0 fighters. 32 varl. We can minimize that. Okay. Just trying to get a hang of the UI. Let's go to the market. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Had, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Scalfing's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled it back into, nobody's going to try and kill you this time. They don't talk to me. Alright, need some help here? I don't have the patience for this. Alright, need some help here. I had a change of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Had sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Well, I just buy one of these. If everybody thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? Intimidate him, pay him, or do nothing. I'll do nothing. I think this guy can handle it. He doesn't need our involvement. Unless I'm talking for both of them in this instance. Eric overturns his flimsy table, scattering Had's assortment of junk across the ground. I guess he's going for the intimidation route. Gods, Eric, laying it on a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the Scalfings? Noblemen, up by the east wall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until he blows until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? Gunnulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No. Just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. No reason? They're good. I'm glad you care. Gunnulf goes back to look at more stalls. Arik, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. Blind Dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be a Scalfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old hunts, not new ones. Nobleman in a mead hall. Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? Where's this place again? Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? What a luxury. Come on. You've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. So we just go into the mead hall, it seems. You arrive in front of what must be Nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears. Eric, with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? Let's get it over with. You're walking through the front door. Let's get it over with. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken Scalfing scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and meadsteins in the process. Yeah, so it seems very Fire Emblem, where we have, or I guess traditional Fire Emblem, where we have some dialogue that goes on between battle maps. Yeah, okay, redeploying. Makes sense. So we just have these 4. So you got Light Step, moves through allies. Rally gives willpower to allies at range. Heavy Impact, splash damage, 1 strength damage. Tempest, strike adjacent enemies in a spin attack. Shield Wall, +1 armor to adjacent allies and self. Stonewall blocks damage to strength and armor for 1 round. And then Return the Favor. When hit by an adjacent enemy, counterattack for 1 armor, presumably. 11, 9, 12, 10, 7, 15, 9, 8. 15 strength feels pretty big. Ultimately, I don't know why I would want any particular order. I'm sure just having everyone up front probably isn't smart. And yes, it does seem like the number at top seems to be our, what do they call that? Willpower? 5 out of 3. That's not how numbers work. 8 out of 6, 7 out of 5, 7 out of 5. Interesting. We don't know what all the other numbers are. I don't know what that 1 is. Anyway, I think we'll just say we're ready, call it good, and see what happens. Actually, what's this question mark? Click and drag anywhere on the screen to move around the scene. Yeah, we know that. Information panel. Pick a unit in the initiative bar to see their passive ability in gold and their active ability in purple. Ah, that's the difference. So the gold is passive. Okay. Buffs and debuffs can also be viewed here. But you're not going to tell me what the magic number is. Initiative bar, yeah. Okay. You're not telling me anything I didn't already know. I was hoping for more of a fight than this. Look at them. It's going to be butchery. Can we tell how far they can move? Yes. Is there any way to just turn that on? I know in Fire Emblem I like to see the range of the enemies so I can move right outside of it. Okay, that's definitely not it. But yeah, move right outside of it so that they have to then walk up to us. And they don't get a free attack. But no, it doesn't seem, at least that I can tell, that there is a way to just turn on their range and keep it on for all of them. Bit of a shame. So I think I will rest and let them come to me, rather than moving forward where I can't hit them, and then they get a free attack on us. Okay, now we can get forward. So if you came forward to attack, oh, I have to move you in place before I can see the numbers we're gonna get. Unless that's what the 2 is there, saying that I do 2 damage, maybe. We'll have to see. Let's say I'm gonna move you there. If I attack you, yeah, so I can do 2 strength damage or 1 armor break. And we don't get to see what kind of damage you're gonna do back on your turn. I could use willpower to boost the damage, which would weaken your strength, so weaken the damage you did back to me. We have 7. I don't know the value of it or how quickly it regenerates. If it's a resource that comes back every fight, or if I need to be Yeah. If I need to be careful with it. I'll just do damage to you. Lots of damage. Okay. You can't get to anyone. So I will have you just rest as well. Okay. Are you the one that had... Yes, you have Tempest. Brilliant. We'll send you there into the mix. And have you Tempest. Looks like it doesn't matter who I click on. Anyway, Tempest to hit all three of them. It should take that one out and do at least some damage to these guys. I don't see anywhere that it tells me how much damage I'm doing to them with this. Only 1 damage to that guy. So if I attacked you, I can do 5 strength damage. So we're not going to kill you regardless. Taking down your strength is probably sufficient. Oh, that's probably the 1 splash damage. Though this guy had 2 health left, so 1 splash should have... I guess it's based on armor. Let's look. So I have strength 10. You have 5 armor, so I do 5 damage. Got it. I don't know how we calculate how much armor damage I do. But that probably is how we're calculating damages. It's just straight strength minus armor. So I can get up to 7, which nearly kills you. Alright. I guess I can take you here. You'll get attacked by him almost certainly. So in your case, you have a strength of 8. He has armor 5, so you'll do 3 strength damage. Which isn't amazing. What's your special ability? Gives willpower to any... to allies at any range. Do I think an ally needs more willpower? Willpower is this, yes? Yeah. What is this? Break. Oh, okay. So that's the amount of direct damage you do to an enemy's armor. That's how it determines how much break I'm going to do. Is the break stat. Amount of willpower. Okay. Cool. I mean, you are fairly strong. Not compared to, you know, our 13. But it doesn't seem like I need to hold off from the attack. It just doesn't feel like he's doing that much damage. Let's go with 1 willpower to bring it up to 4, so he's over half dead. Oh, you didn't move in to attack us. That's an odd choice. So that'll take 1 point of exertion. Can you attack at a diagonal, I guess, is a question. If I put you here... No. So that shows he's not in range. So attacks have to be... orthogonal, I think is the word. Still trying to figure out all the rules. So you don't have an ability, or you've already used it. Or it's not applicable now. You don't have an ability. Okay. Cool. So 2 damage to this one who only has 1 health left. 1 strength left, I guess. Only 1 damage to this guy. Because he has too much armor. And we don't have anyone with decent break. At least... I don't know if we do. You've got break 2. You have break 1. You have break 1. So if we're going to try taking out this guy's armor, I mean, really the 12 is the one we need to worry about their armor. We're going to do basically no damage to him. But I can't do anything about you at the moment. Starting to take down some of these guys' armor. Otherwise, we just leave it all up to this guy with his 13 strength. Because doing 1 damage feels kind of pointless. So yeah, let's use a willpower to do an extra damage to his armor. Okay, okay. What is your deal? A series of strikes, each randomly attack strength or armor. Okay. Exciting. We're back to you. You could... There's no turning the camera. Okay. Like, I like the flags, but also it kind of clutters things. But I'm thinking I could do Tempest again. Actually, enemy-wise, is it just... I guess it's just these two. Kind of wish you could move around somewhere. You really can't. Yeah, sure. We'll Tempest. Focus on you. The splash will kill this other guy. Oh, that hit my own guy? I thought it only attacked enemies. Hello. And it didn't hit this guy. I'm confused. Sure. Let's just take out this guy because he's the only one you can reach. Raidmaster. Don't know what that means. Alright, you are hurting because you got caught by that splash rather than their guys, which I still don't fully understand, but that's fine. What was your ability? Yeah, it gives willpower at range. You only do 1 damage here. Oh, could I not back out at this point? No, I can. Okay. 1 damage, 1 damage. If you could get to this one, you could. You could do a good amount of damage there. I don't think we need to give out willpower because everyone still has a decent amount. You've only got break 1, so there's not a lot of point in you trying to break. And there's not a lot of point of you attacking strength of enemies with that much armor. So let's send you here. That'll use 1 willpower. And take out half of his health. I don't want to waste what limited willpower you have left. We'll just go with that. Oh, they are wailing into that guy. Alright, you're one of my guys with break. Do I focus down some of these guys, or do I take out you? I think we focus on you. Get some break in and call that good. So that way we can start doing real damage. Yeah, you've only got 6 strength left. His strength started really high. Is that a 3 or a 5? 3. And you can't add any willpower? Why not? You've got exertion of 0. Ah, I was seeing those numbers. That's the swordsman. So you can't add willpower. And I guess let's take down this guy because he's got more strength. Because if we can keep their overall strength down, then we'll be taking less damage. Okay. You're another one with good break. Although you can just straight up kill this one. Which I think is probably better than breaking armor anywhere. +1 renown. Alright, you probably need to get out of here. Take you out. 1 enemy left. Pillage. You can't get over there. I'll at least have you start moving in that direction. You could benefit from leaving. As much fun as attacking would be, let's see if you can survive. I don't know if there's lasting consequences if he dies, if he just gets back at the end of the fight, or if I would actually get him killed. Alright, either way, you're dead. That's what matters. That character is strong. I mean, he was also strong, but the limited armor is bad. Defeat an enemy with Raid Master. Defeat an enemy with a Warden. Defeat an enemy with a Warhawk. Promotion. Tempered by... Those go through really fast. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to go wash off this blood. Eric is looking out the hull's windows onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know. Vognir. Next, for Varl kingship last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long? Ah, things make more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrive. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails spilled in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? What is it? If you happen to stall our guests down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valgard hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Okay, looks like we're ready to go to the docks, but I think that was a good first look at this game. So we'll end the episode here. Next time we'll pick up from here, heading to the docks and see what awaits us there. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.